Hello there, everybody. This is Matt with the Dizzle Group. As you can see, Matt with the Dizzle Group. Here to announce that the DizzleGroup.com is back making videos after a long, hot summer. This is the hottest summer I can remember. In fact, I had a joke for you. It's pretty hot out here. Guys, how hot? How hot is it? Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna tell that joke here. But it's nice to be here nonetheless. I'm just kind of going to give you guys a little preview, a little guided tour of what you're can expect from me now that I can come back. See, what happened was it was so hot that my computer wouldn't even run because I've got aftermarket stuff in it, and it's all souped up, for lack of a better way to put it. And the heat inside the box would get so hot because it was so hot out here, and I don't have air conditioning, that I couldn't even hardly turn the thing on without overheating my processor and blowing it up, and I just couldn't do that. So I had to switch to the laptops, and I don't have the video editing capabilities on there that I do on here, and I don't have any of my equipment set up in that same way or any of the software. So my hands were kind of tied with being able to do videos. I'd have to stay up till 3 in the morning and record real late at night to do a video for you guys because that was the only time it was cool enough, and I just couldn't do that all the time. I can't. A CEO needs his beauty rest, otherwise he yells at his employees and gets all stressed out and they don't like it, and then no one makes any money, and we can't have that. So what we're going to do basically in the future here, now that you've got me back, the heat has broken, you've got me back full time now, is I'm going to go ahead and here fairly quickly we're going to start making money from home the Dizzle Group way with the Dizzle Group. And what that is an opportunity for you to see how the Dizzle Group makes money and what we do and the type of methods and strategies we use to make money from here, from my home office. We have quite a few strategies, really. We do content marketing, affiliate marketing, product reviews, blogging, all the standard stock make money from home tactics that you see on the internet. And to be honest with you, we're not going to be able to reinvent the wheel with that here. We're going to pretty much stick to tried and true methods, but we do have a few little caveats that we're going to throw in there that I have found that kind of break yourself off from the pack a little bit, and you can kind of separate yourself and do your thing and generate some real traffic. It's not that hard. You just have to be willing to put in the hours and the time and be a little bit creative. Creativity is the key, and that's obviously not any kind of special super secret advice, but the more creative you can be and the more entertaining you can be is obviously the best. You can do we do a lot of photography stuff here. We're going to start this stock photography website where we're selling stock photographs to other website designers and whoever else wants to buy them. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. Now, I highly recommend that everyone get the free upgrade to Windows 10 because I will be using Windows 10 when I demonstrate everything. And I have a full understanding of computers and their operating systems and such to the point where I feel like a nerd now, and I'm not even a natural nerd. I'm just a artificial nerd for work. So it's kind of cool, really, though. People look at me like I'm crazy now, like I'm a different person now that I understand computers. It's pretty funny. So, I'm going to show you Windows 10, and up until the time I start the course, which is probably going to be mid-September, maybe late September, I'll announce an official date coming up here in the next few days as my computer starts running again and I can actually work. I'll announce that official date, and we'll go from there. So you'll get to see Windows 10. I'll walk you through all the different programs I use. I'll put out a list of programs that you'll have to get in order to follow along with me during the course. Now, you don't have to buy all these programs. There's alternatives which are free, and I even use a lot of open source programs myself. As the myth is around the internet is that if you pay for a program, that it's automatically better than a program that is open source or free. And that's not always the case. I use a lot of open source software where the paid alternatives are terrible, and they just cost you more money and are more complicated than they're worth. See, that's the thing that you're going to learn from the Dizzle Group, is that all this computer stuff and these computer nerds that spew all this fancy language and all this craziness, they try to trick you and confuse you. It's like the mechanic with the with the sleight of hand and this and that. He'll change your oil and replace it with dirtier oil than what you had in the first place, and then charge you for it, type deal. That's what I feel like I get with a lot of computer people. They try to confuse me, but this is before I learned about computers. They would try to confuse me and tell me I needed things just because they knew I didn't know if I really needed it or not, and I'd buy it, and I would buy it because, well, hell, what do I know? Like, if my computer's not working and they're supposed to make it work for me, of course I'm going to do what they say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of give everybody a layman's, regular Joe, as I call it, on my Google Plus community, which everybody should check out. It's called Web Design for the Average Joe. If you're interested, give that a look. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of new, but we just talk about web design stuff from the point of view of the average person. I'm not a computer software engineer or a genius coder. I just use computers for just try to make money with them. I just the very basic type stuff, but I've learned enough knowledge now where I can do a little programming, do a little coding, and I've really know quite a lot more than the average Joe, to be honest. But you'll get to learn a lot from me, and so I suggest you peruse those software lists, maybe start a few trials, play around with them a little bit. I will tell you one program that you will need and you cannot get by without is Photoshop. You must have Adobe Photoshop, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. GIMP maybe could work, but I don't know how to use GIMP, and so if you're using GIMP, it'll be very difficult to follow along here with me, and you might not be able to get the same types of things done. So you probably could get away with GIMP, honestly, but if you really want to follow along well, get Photoshop. It's only $10.99 from the Creative Cloud. You get Photoshop, and you get Lightroom, which is another really cool program for organizing your photos, and you get those too with like 25 gigabytes on the cloud from Adobe. It's a pretty good deal. You're gonna need a camera. You're gonna need basic things. I mean, your phone camera will work. It's not going to be the best. It's not going to be ideal, but if you have a nice phone camera, that'll be fine. You'll be able to follow along. It's not going to cost you a ton of money to take the class and get started, but it will cost some. Other than that, I would highly recommend the Adobe Suite, which is $70 a month, but you don't really need that. There's other programs out there that can make up the gap. We'll be using WordPress quite a bit. Dreamweaver, maybe some if you've got Dreamweaver, and well, maybe I'll put out the list in a couple of days. But there's a couple of things that might be surprise you on there. So, in summary, guys, preview check out Dizzle Studios. We're going to start product reviews over there, and the first product we're going to be reviewing is this thing, the Akai MPK Mini keyboard. Flip on over to Dizzle Studios later and check that out. So, let's just put this on because I want to show you my technology stuff. There it is. So, everybody read this. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Google+. Follow us on Facebook. Feel free to leave me comments. Ask me questions. I love to interact with the fans, and I love to show off how smart I am. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. You can ask anybody around me. I'll break off into a lecture teaching people all kinds of things all the time. It's just how I am. Check us out. You can find us under the Dizzle Group on all three major social platforms, any social platform really. TheDizzleGroup.com, DizzleStudios.com, and coming soon, I'm making the announcement later today, we will be starting production and seeking funding for Dizzle Studios' first documentary production, which will be Generation OC, the documentary. It's about drug abuse and the drug Oxycontin, as it were, in the early and late 2000s, and just kind of how all that transpired and the effects of that now, which people are still seeing and dealing with, even though that's not in the news anymore. So that the movie really opened people's eyes, I think, about a lot of things, and really kind of be a tearjerker and a real good piece of journalistic work as well. So you guys have that to look forward to. So if you want to contribute to that, hop on over to generationoc.com. That is generationoc.com, just like it sounds, and it's spelled normally. So I can't believe that was available. I get the coolest domain names you guys don't even know. So thedizzlegroup.com, follow us everywhere. It's nice to be back. You guys will see a lot of me, Windows 10 tutorials, making money with the Dizzle Group, And I will see everyone real soon. Leave comments. I will respond to them. Deuces.